Texas with a flanker. It's Billy Quinn outside the right end. Here's the ball now, and the handoff goes to Dick Ochoa up the middle and moves inside the 5-yard line. Piled up on the 4. Houlihan and Myers came in to spill him as he's piled up right there near the 4-yard line. As they get him unstuck, they'll spot the ball exactly for you. Perhaps it's near the 5 as they pick him off one by one. Call it the 5-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, so it's going to be second down. 4 yards to go for a first down. 5 yards to go for a touchdown. Texas leading by a score of 2-0, and the Longhorns are driving. Moving now out of the huddle and up the line. Tennessee has moved the defense in now. Under there is T. Jones. They're in the T formation. Here's the handoff to Ochoa. Dives in there for a gain of a yard. Andy Myers came in to spill him on the 4-yard line. So it is a gain of a yard. Third down. 3 to go for a first down. 4 to go for a touchdown. Tennessee, of course, pulling the defense in. And now trainer Mickey O'Brien of Tennessee is racing onto the field as apparently a Tennessee man has been shaken up on the play. A Tennessee man shaken up on the play, and trainer Mickey O'Brien has rushed onto the field. It is Bill Barbish, I believe. Bill Barbish of Cleveland, Ohio, a linebacker, has been shaken up, and trainer Mickey O'Brien of Tennessee has come onto the field, and so time has been taken out here. When play is resumed, Tennessee will have the ball third down. Texas will have the ball third down. 3 yards to go for a first down, 4 to go for a touchdown. Texas leads 2-0. The sun's still shining here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, as the Texas Longhorns have had the ball for all except 2 plays in this entire ball game. Barbish is up on his feet now, getting a hand from the crowd as he is walking around now. He is on his feet. Mickey O'Brien standing there talking to him. Moose Barbish, the Tennessee boys call him. And he's going to stay in the ball game. Barbish is staying in the ball game. And so trainer Mickey O'Brien runs off the field and will be set to go momentarily. Third down and 3 yards to go for Texas, and they have the ball on the Tennessee 4-yard line. This ball game brought to you by Philco for 1953, presenting the lowest price fully automatic clock radio in Philco history. The Longhorns driving for pay dirt now. Move up there in T formation. Tennessee moving the defense in close. T. Jones calling the starting signals. Gets the ball. Here is the handoff. It is going to Dawson wide. Across the 5, into the end zone for the touchdown. The handoff was faked to Dick Ochoa up the middle. Instead, it went to the left halfback, Gib Dawson, who swept wide to his right, carried it for the 4 yards, running for the coffin corner. He was in there for the TD. And now it's going to be Bunny Andrews holding the ball on the extra point, and Gib Dawson will try. Gib Dawson, the Texas jack of all trades, he converted 26 of 30 extra points attempted during the regular season. He tried 3 field goals this year, made all 3 of them. Bunny Andrews of Dallas, Texas, who makes a specialty of holding that ball down on one knee on the 9. Hands out stretch. Here's Dawson's boot. It's up. It's good. The kick is good, and Texas leads by a score of 9-0. And here's Bob Murphy.
Well, that's a pretty commanding lead, at least for the moment, Lindsay. Those extra 3 points, 2 points, I should say, on that safety might conceivably make a great difference, because it does mean that a touchdown won't do it now. They need 2. Of course, as Lindsay has pointed out here, this is a very odd circumstance here. This Tennessee team has only had the ball for 2 running offensive plays, and both of them ended rather disastrously for the Volunteers. Philco Corporation, world's largest radio and television manufacturers, bringing you this game, and here's Lindsay again.
Well, the ball went up into the crowd. They won't return it, and now the officials are standing there pleading with the crowd to return the football. The uproar you hear from the crowd, and now a policeman is climbing up to go up after the football. The crowd is booing him. He is making his way up the aisle. He's outnumbered, that's all we can say. The official standing there, and here comes the ball back into the arena. It just misses, as a matter of fact, falls into the front rows. And momentarily we expect to have a football to play once again. The teams are lined up. They're simply waiting for the ball, and here they come now. The extra point boot by Gib Dawson going high up into the stands, and the fans decided that a la Major League Baseball, they'd keep it for a souvenir. It'll be Tennessee kicking off now, and Texas will receive. The Volunteers get their choice, and they have chosen, because of the win here, to kick off. And kicking is going to be Adams. Check it. It's going to be Texas kicking off and Tennessee receiving. Hub Ingram will kick off. Now check that. It is Anglin moving over now to kick. Anglin comes forward. Toe meets the ball. A low sailor going all the way into the end zone and out of the end zone. Blocking downfield continuing. However, it's an automatic touchback and will be brought out to the 20-yard line. We'll recap that one for you since there was confusion. Kicking off was Ken Anglin of Texas. It was a low boot that sailed completely into the end zone. A low liner that hit one time in the end zone and scooted right on out. So Tennessee takes over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Tennessee has had the ball on 2 plays offensively this afternoon. They have fumbled both times. Once for a safety, and again, Texas recovered and set up their touchdown. Second quarter of the ball game. Texas 9, Tennessee nothing. Jimmy Wade is the tailback in for Tennessee. Bird is the fullback. Here's the ball going to Wade. Cuts off, tackle, sweeps wide to the left, trying to go outside in. Can't go, and he's thrown out of bounds for a loss of a yard. Marvin Leith of Henderson, Texas, in to make the tackle as he ran Wade out of bounds on the 19, so it's going to be 2nd down and 11 yards to go for the Volunteers, and they have the ball on their own 19-yard line. Texas 9, Tennessee nothing. Second quarter of the ball game. The Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. This broadcast of the Cotton Bowl game for Philco is being heard coast to coast over NBC and around the world, while men and women overseas through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Tennessee in a single wing. On the wing is Ed Morgan. Hal Hubbard is the blocking back. Bird is the fullback, and on the tailback is Wade. The ball goes to Bird. Hits in, can't go, picks up 1 yard, and he's piled under on the 20. Petrovich came in to spill him on the 20-yard line. Charles Petrovich, 6'1", 205-pounder from Palestine, Texas. Spilled him on the 20, so it's 3rd down and 10 for the Vols, and they have the ball on their own 20-yard line. That was the first gain of the day for the Volunteers as they picked up 1 yard. Now they snap out of the huddle and up the line. 3rd and 10 on their own 20 into a single wing formation. Jimmy Wade is the tailback. Ray Bird the fullback. Here is the snap, goes to Wade. He fumbles, picks it up on the 10. He can't go, and he's thrown on the 11-yard line. Bill Georges and Carlton Massey and to spill Wade on the 11-yard line as he fumbled it. And Pat Shires is coming into the ball game for Tennessee. Pat Shires is coming into the ball game for Tennessee as it's going to be 4th down and 19 to go. The Vols have the ball on their own 11-yard line. Shires, the kicker, is coming into the ball game. He is a brother of former Tennessee All-American Abe Shires, former tackle for the Volunteers in the late 30s, who is here in the crowd this afternoon. When players resume, Tennessee will have the ball 4th and 19. They'll have it on their own 11-yard line. Texas leading by a score of 9-0 in the ball game. And what do you think about the situation, Mr. Murphy?
It's like a pretty rough afternoon up to this point for the Volunteers, all right, Lindsay. This Texas team is certainly up, and, well, they might be because in 51 they had the ball game in the bag, as you fans of these 2 teams might well remember. And in just the last minute of play, it was stolen right from under the Longhorns' nose by these boys from Tennessee. They won the game 20-14 when the lads from Texas had a 2-touchdown lead on them in that 51 meeting. This is the first time again that 2 teams have repeated here in the Cotton Bowl. And up to the line again comes Tennessee, and here's Lindsey Nelson.
Shires back in deep punt formation, standing on his old goal line. Parkinson and Bob Rayleigh are back in double safety for Texas, standing near their Tennessee 45. The snap from center, and Shires gets a kick away. A high, spiraling, booming kick that's coming out, taken on the Texas 49, and it is Rayleigh who is spilled all the way back on the 46. Wig Campbell downfield to make the tackle as Rayleigh spilled him. However, there is a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play. Bob Rayleigh took Shires' kick. And it is a clipping penalty, I believe, against Texas. A clipping penalty against Texas. And if it is accepted by Tennessee, it'll be marked off from the 49-yard line of Texas, which is the spot of the foul. The official standing there now talking to the Tennessee captain. Here's the penalty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 yards. Clipping. A clipping penalty against Texas. And that moves the ball to the Texas 34-yard line, where it will be 1st down and 10 yards to go. 1st and 10 on the kick. The penalty is assessed from the spot of the foul, which was the 49. However, it is 1st and 10 as the sticks are moved back there to the 34-yard line. Texas up there now in T formation. 6-2-2-1 defense for Tennessee. In and under is T. Jones, the quarterback for Texas. Texas leading 9-0. Here's the handoff, goes to Dick Ochoa. Hits up the middle, moves across the 35 down to the 37-yard line. Bob Fisher and Francis Houlihan in to make the tackle as Dick Ochoa carried to the 37 again at 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd down at 7 yards to go. 2nd and 7 for the Longhorns of Texas. They have the ball on their own 37-yard line.
2nd down, 6.
Second quarter, 12 minutes, 37 seconds remaining to be played in the second period. As always, there will be a tremendous halftime show, and we'll have halftime guests here in the Philco booth. T. Jones under now, calling starting signals, gets the ball, goes to his right, hands the ball off to the right halfback. Billy Quinn breaks through across the 40 down to the 45 and on up to the 48-yard line. There's a fumble there. A big pile-up on the 48, and they're getting him unstacked. Billy Quinn carried the ball up to the Texas 48-yard line. However, there is a big pile-up, and Tennessee is recovered. Tennessee has recovered Billy Quinn's fumble on the Texas 48-yard line. So now the Volunteers will have the ball. It is being placed down as Jerry Hyde, the man who recovered. It is being placed down now near the 50. So to start this series of downs, let's call it the 50-yard line. They finally got him unstuck. It was right there near the 50, just inside. Jerry Hyde was the man who recovered the fumble. Billy Quinn did the fumbling. And now Pat Shires is in at tailback for Tennessee. 1st and 10 for the Volunteers. They held the ball on the 50. Moving into single wing formation. Shires back and Bird is in close. Here's the ball taken by Shires, fading, looking for a receiver. Can't find him, and he's being thrown on his own 44-yard line. Pat Shires, looking for Vic Kalinick, who was far downfield, couldn't find him, was thrown on his own 44 as Clifford Polk came in to make the tackle. Clifford Polk from Hanley, Texas, came in to make the tackle, and Tennessee is calling timeout. A loss of 6 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd down, 16 yards to go when players resume. And again, the Volunteers are calling for timeout, and it's time in for Bob Murphy.
A spectacular new Philco clock radio at a sensational new low price. That's the New Year's news your Philco dealer has for you, friends. For 1953, Philco presents the lowest priced, fully automatic clock radio with timed appliance outlet. The price? Just $29.95. That's full price for this brand new, fully automatic Philco clock radio. Go to sleep and wake up to music. Let your Philco turn on the television set, the coffee percolator, the baby's bottle warmer, or any other appliance. Get that famous Philco Powerhouse reception, too, all at the history-making low price of $29.95. Been wondering what to do with that Christmas cash? Well, here's a great gift for you at a price that's mighty pleasant. Get the new 1953 Philco clock radio. It's fully automatic, has a timed appliance outlet, costs only $29.95 from Philco. Here's Lindsey Nelson.
2nd and 16 for Tennessee. They have the ball on their own 44. Shires is deep now. Instead, he hands the ball off to Bird. He hits up to his own 49. On the tailback, fullback reverse series, the ball has been moved up by the fullback Ray Bird to the 49. Petrovich and Polk in to make the tackle. Here's a score at the end of the first period. Mississippi 7, Georgia Tech nothing in the Sugar Bowl. Ball is moved back to the 49, so it's going to be 3rd down now and 11 yards to go for Tennessee. 3rd and 11, they have the ball on their own 49. Texas leading by a score of 9-0. And this the second period. 11 minutes, 12 seconds remaining to be played. Tennessee up there, single wing formation. It's Morgan on the wing, Hubbard the blocking back, Bird is the fullback, and Shires is deep. The ball is taken by Shires, standing in there, spinning out on the naked reverse to the left. Can't go, and he's still back on the 43-yard line. Shires took the ball on the reverse pivot. He came out running to the left, to the weak side. No blockers out there, and he's filled on the 43. Jim Rosser. Pod Price in to make the tackle on the 43, so it's a loss of 6, and it's going to be 4th down now and 17. 4th and 17 for Tennessee, and they have the ball on their own 43. Moving back in double safety now for Texas is Rayleigh and Ingram. Rayleigh and Ingram are back in double safety as Pat Shires goes into deep punt formation for Tennessee. Standing on his own 31. Rayleigh and Ingram are on their 20-yard line. Shires gets the boot away, a short high boot that is coming over to the right side of the field, hitting on the 36, bounding now to the 30, on down to the 35. They're going to let it go, and it's rolling down to the 21, and finally drops dead on the 20-yard line. John Michaels and Wade Campbell standing over the ball as it dropped dead on the 20, so it'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go now for Texas. The Longhorns will have the ball on their own 20-yard line. Texas leading by a score of 9-0 in this Cotton Bowl game, brought to you by Philco for 1953. New colors, new models, new values in the world's only multi-wave radios with special service band. Up there set to go now, the Texas Longhorns. T. Jones calls starting signals. Gets the ball, slashed to his right, hands it off to Billy Quinn, the right halfback. Hits in, picked up a couple of yards to the 22. Francis Holohan came in to make the tackle, so it's going to be 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Brought down by Holohan. And
2nd and 8 for Texas, and they have the ball on their own 22-yard line. They lead in the ball game by a score of 9-0. The offensive backfield for Texas, T. Jones, Gib Dawson, Dick Ochoa, and Billy Quinn, one of the finest quartets ever to perform in the Southwest Conference, as they have demonstrated amply here this afternoon. Here's the ball now, going this time to Gib Dawson, the left halfback. Cuts across the 25 and moves the ball on across to the 27-yard line before Doug Adkins came in to spill him. Again, at 5 yards, it's going to be 3rd and 3. 3rd down and 3 yards to go for Texas. The Longhorns wearing orange jerseys, Tennessee wearing white jerseys this afternoon. In 1935, Tennessee wore white jerseys throughout the season. They won 4 games, they lost 5. They have worn orange until this afternoon. 3rd and 3 for Texas on their own 27. This time the ball is going to fullback. Dick Ochoa cuts across, gets to the 28. He's thrown back there by Roger Rotroff from Cincinnati, Ohio. Thrown back on the 28. So it's going to be 4th down and 2 for the Longhorns. And I believe they're sending in their kicking team now. Texas getting set to boot that ball out of there. 4th and 2 on their own 28, and they're leading by 9 points. Ed Godzak, the freshman, will go back in defensive safety for Tennessee. This is a charge timeout against Texas. A charge timeout as they got the kicker in there. General Bob Nealon of Tennessee sitting across the way on the bench in his overcoat. Farmer Johnson and Harvey Robinson, assistant coaches, up and along the sideline. Back in deep punt formation now is Bob Rayleigh to kick from his own 15-yard line. Godzak of Tennessee is on his own 30. Here's the pass from center. Godzak boots it out of there. A high kick that is coming right down and hitting on the 31. Bounds back to the 25. They're going to let it go, and it is being down on the 23-yard line of Tennessee. So the Volunteers will take over 1st and 10, and they'll have the ball on their own 25-yard line as it's finally brought into the inbounds marker. Call it the 25. So Tennessee with the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25. A Tennessee man was shaken up back downfield, and trainer Mickey O'Brien has come onto the field to lead him off. Tennessee man shaken up at the line of scrimmage, and it is Hugh Garner. Hugh Garner was shaken up down there near the line of scrimmage. It's being led off under his own power by Mickey O'Brien. So Tennessee has the ball offensively. 1st and 10 on their own 25. Pat Shires is the tailback. Ray Bird is the fullback. Hal Herbert at blocking back, and Ed Morgan is on the wing. The Volunteers running from a balanced line, single wing formation. Starting signals call now. Texas in there playing an 8-3. Ball is taken by Shires. The penalty flag on the play. Shires can't get rid of it. It's being thrown back on the 16-yard line. Bill Georges came in to spill him on his own 16. However, there's a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage. Shires looked for a receiver downfield. It was Tex Davis, for whom he was looking. He didn't find him and was thrown by a host of orange jerseys. However, back at the line of scrimmage, there is a penalty. It is against Texas. Texas offsides on the play. Doubtless Tennessee would accept this one. Here's the penalty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards against Tennessee. Offsides against Texas. The ball moves up to the 30. It's 1st down and 5 yards to go. 1st and 5 for the Vols. They have the ball on their own 30-yard line. Texas 9, Tennessee nothing. 8 minutes, 36 seconds remaining to be played in this, the second quarter of the ball game, being played in the sunshine before 75,000 fans in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Tennessee snapping out of the huddle up to the line. Shires is deep, and Ray Bird is the fullback. Texas now playing a 5-3. Here's the ball to Bird, the fullback. Moves up the middle, gets across the 30, down to the 32-yard line. Charles Petrovich and Marvin Leith in to make the tackle on the 32. So it's going to be 2nd down and 3 yards to go for Tennessee. Needless to say, the Vols have not picked up a 1st down in this ball game this afternoon. Had the ball only 2 plays offensively in the first quarter. Fumble both times, one for a safety and the other to set up a touchdown. 2nd and 3 now for Tennessee, and they have the ball on their own 32-yard line. Single wing, formation right, balanced line. Texas moving back now into that 7 diamond defense as they've been shifting it. Shires is back. Bird is in close. Shires gets the ball. Fakes, goes to the weak side, looks downfield for receiver, throws a long one that is incomplete and knocked out of bounds on the 44-yard line. Tex Davis, the man for whom it was intended. Paul Parkinson, the defensive safety for Texas, batted it out of bounds. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Tennessee on their own 32. Shires pitching for Tex Davis. He's a native of Texas, played at Paris Junior College in Paris, Texas. Came here to the Cotton Bowl 2 years ago. He saw the ball game. He saw Tennessee beat Texas. He went home with them. He went to Knoxville. He became a regular on the Tennessee team. He is back here in the Cotton Bowl, Dallas, Texas, his home state, again this afternoon. 3rd and 3 now for Tennessee, and they have the ball on their own 32-yard line. Paul Parkinson, playing defensive safety, was injured earlier in the year, and Bill White had finished the season as defensive safety. This afternoon, Parkinson from Baytown back in there. Okay, Tennessee now up there in single wing. Formation right. Pat Shires is the tailback. Gets the ball this time. He's handing it off to fullback Ray Bird. Can't go. He's thrown for a loss back on the 25-yard line. Carlton Massey, the man who got him by 1 foot, back on the 25-yard line. Bird tried to get up and run. However, he had been down there, and it's a loss of 7 yards. So it's going to be 4th down and 10 yards to go. You know, coming into this game this afternoon, Tennessee was the #1 defensive team in the nation. However, Texas has looked great on defense this afternoon. Texas has had a great defense, and they've had an equally great offense. Back in deep punt formation now is Pat Shires to boot from his own 14. Bob Rayleigh back in single safety for Texas on his own 36-yard line. Hands outstretched. Shires waits on his own 14. Gets the snap from center. Boots it out, coming up across the 50-yard line. Hitting on the 47, across the 45. It's taken on the 40 as a fumble. Tennessee recovers on the 35-yard line of Texas. Paul Parkinson took the ball on the 40, was hit immediately right there. There was a fumble. Ussery made the tackle. John Michaels recovered the ball for Tennessee. And the Vols take over 1st and 10. They have the ball on the Texas 36-yard line. So Tennessee, for the first time this afternoon, is in Texas territory. They have the ball 1st and 10. They have it on the Texas 36. John Michaels was the man who recovered the fumble. Tennessee is calling timeout. And now a few appropriate comments from Bob Murphy.
Well, this is a hard-tackling, hard-blocking football game, as you can see. The tackling on the part of the Texas team has really been terrific here. And Tennessee, with that strong defensive record, is certainly showing now what they've been doing all season, especially on that last play there. Philco Corporation is bringing you the broadcast of the 1953 Cotton Bowl Classic from Dallas, Texas. A new value for the new year, too, from Philco. At your Philco dealers soon, see America's lowest-priced, fully automatic Philco quality clock radio with a timed appliance outlet. The price is only $29.95. Yes, for 1953, Philco brings you the greatest value yet in a clock radio. Fully automatic lets you go to sleep and wake up to music. Turns your TV set on and off or any other appliance. Powerhouse Philco reception, too, yet the price is only $29.95, the lowest price in Philco history for a fully automatic clock radio with a timed appliance outlet. Visit your Philco dealer tomorrow, friends. See how little of your Christmas cash it will take to own this top-performing clock radio. It makes its bow for 1953 for $29.95 at your Philco dealers. And here again comes Tennessee, and here's Lindsey Nelson.
Tennessee, 1st and 10 on the Texas 36. Jimmy Wade is in at tailback now for the Volunteers. Starting signals being called. The ball goes instead on the buck lateral series to the fullback. It is Ray Bird hitting into the line, moves across the 35 and down to the 34-yard line. Jim Rosser came in to make the tackle. For Texas as the ball moved to the 34. Again, 2 yards on the play, so it is 2nd down and 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8 now. 2nd down and 8 for Tennessee, and they have the ball on the 34-yard line. It is Schwanger in at fullback for Tennessee. Schwanger is the fullback, and Wade is the tailback. Here's the snap taken this time by Wade. Penalty flag goes down. Wade can't get away, and he's thrown back on the 43-yard line. Penalty flags all over the field. Jimmy Wade attempting to go to his left, hit by Don Miller and Harley Sewell. Harley Sewell, Texas great All-American. Wade couldn't go and was thrown for a loss. And now captains are being called up for a consultation. The line of scrimmage was the 34-yard line. Wade took the ball and was hit back on the 44, his own 44. It would be a loss of about 10 yards.
On the last play,
Tennessee was offsides, and the penalty has been refused.
Longhorns, offside.
Let's check it.
Offsetting penalties.
Check it. Offsetting penalties. Offsetting penalties. There is no penalty as both teams were offside, so the ball is being placed down again. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8 yards to go for Tennessee. 2nd and 8. The down remains the same as both teams were offsides, offsetting penalties. Tennessee now. Single wing to the right. Schwanger the fullback. It goes instead to Jimmy Wade. Cuts up the middle, gets across the 30, down to the 25, down to the 20, down to the 19-yard line. Carlton Massey finally pulled Jimmy Wade down as he took the ball. A half spinner, he faked the ball to the fullback, cut right up the middle, and moved the ball down to the 19-yard line. And it's the first time this afternoon the Tennessee fans on the far side of the field have had a chance to cheer. Colin Monroe and Williams in there offensively now for Tennessee at tackles. 1st and 10 for the Volunteers, and they have the ball on the 19-yard line of Texas. Texas leading by a score of 9-0. 6 minutes, 3 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of the ball game. Ted Schwanger, the fullback. He's a freshman. Jimmy Wade, the tailback. Here they are, in and under now. Starting signal is being called. It is taken this time by Jimmy Wade. Cuts off tackle to the right, picks up about 1 yard as the Texas defense came in to smother him on the 18. Hugh Reeder on the bottom of the stack. And Harley Sewell also in there. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Jimmy Wade, the tailback, who just made the longest gain of the day for Tennessee, is the man who was the star of the Tennessee-Alabama game. He's a sophomore. Was used last year exclusively as a defensive safety man. Was used this year as an offensive man. And here's a penalty against Tennessee. A penalty of 15 yards. Illegal use of hands and arms against Tennessee. Illegal use of hands and arms. He's going to move the ball back to the 32-yard line. The down will remain the same. 1st down for Tennessee as it is on the 32-yard line. 1st down and about 24 yards to go for Tennessee as they have the ball on the Texas 32-yard line. Single wing, formation right, balance line, 7-diamond defense for Texas. Jimmy Wade, the deep man for Tennessee. Ted Schwanger is the fullback. Schwanger gets it spinning. He hands it off to Wade. Wade looks downfield for receiver, throws out to the right. It is incomplete. Batted down on the 5-yard line, intended for Vic Kalinick. Paul Parkinson, the man who batted it down. So it's going to be second down and 24 yards to go for Tennessee as they have the ball on the Texas 32. You know, both of these teams have had a host of outstanding stars in past years. Texas All-Americans have been Malcolm Cutner, Chal Daniel, Joe Parker, Herb Bechtold, Bobby Lane, Dick Harris, Bud McFadden, Don Manasco, Bobby Dillon, Harley Sewell, Tom Stolhansky. Great ball players who have gone before at the University of Texas. Pat Shires is now coming to the ballgame at tailback for Tennessee. Jimmy Wade is out. Pat Shires is in at tailback for Tennessee, and they're going formation left. Second and 24 for Tennessee on the Texas 32. Formation left for the first time this afternoon. Ball is taken this time by Shires. Fading, can't find a receiver, being thrown for a loss all the way back on his own 45-yard line. Harley Sewell throwing Shires on the Texas 45-yard line. Harley Sewell, Bill Georges in to smother him, as that is a loss of about 13 yards on the play. And it's going to be third and about 37. Shires took the ball, stepped back a couple of paces to look for a receiver, and was smothered. Tex Davis was the man downfield, would have been the primary receiver. However, he was smothered by Harley Sewell, who came through there to smother Shires, as the Texas line has been doing this afternoon. Third and 37 on the Longhorn 45 for Tennessee. Single wing formation right. Ball is taken by Shires, running to his right, looks for a receiver, can't find him again. He's smothered back on his own 47-yard line. Bill Georges, the man in to spill him. The referee picks the ball up, places it on the 48. Vic Kalinick would have been the man downfield. However, Shires didn't have a chance to see him as the orange jerseys of Texas came in to smother Shires. A loss of 7 more yards. So it's going to be now 4th and 44 for Tennessee as the Texas Longhorns have driven them steadily back, and Pat Shires goes into deep punt formation. Bob Raley in single safety for Texas on his own 14. Shires kicking from his own 39. Hands out stretch. Gets the snap. Boots it out of there. Coming down the middle. Raley signals for a fair catch and takes it on the 21. So Texas will take over 1st and 10 on the Texas 21 as Bob Raley signaled for the fair catch and took the ball right there. The Orange Bowl at Miami, Florida at the end of the first quarter. Alabama 7, Syracuse 6. And this ball game at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas leading Tennessee by a score of 9-0 with 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Here is Texas moving up there in T formation. T. Jones, the quarterback, calling starting signals. Gets the ball this time, and it's going to Dick Ochoa up the middle, out across the 25, the 30, and up to the 34-yard line. Bill Barbich finally pulled Ochoa down. As he raced right up the middle, the ball is being placed back on the 32, and there's a penalty flag on the play. A penalty flag on the play at the 25-yard line. Illegal use of hands and arms against Texas, so that gain will be nullified. Dick Ochoa moving the ball right up the middle. However, it's a penalty against Texas. Assessed from the 25, it's a 15-yard penalty for illegal use of hands and arms, and that's going to put the ball back on the 10-yard line.
Illegal use of the hands.
So the ball goes back to the 10-yard line, making it an overall loss of 11 yards. So it's going to be 1st down and 21. The down remains the same. The penalty assessed from the spot of the foul, which was the 25. Line of scrimmage was the 21, an overall loss of 11 yards. So call it 1st and 21 on the Texas 10. Texas leading by a score of 9-0 in this, the second quarter. Here's a flanker, Billy Quinn, split 5 yards outside the right end. T. Jones gets the ball. It's going to give Dawson wide to the right. Gets across the 10. Running along the 12, gets away from a tackler there, across the 15, finally spilled on about the 18-yard line. Bob Fisher finally spilled him outside, out of bounds on the far side of the field. It's brought into the inbounds marker, 53 feet 4 inches from the far side of the field, put down to the 18-yard line. Bobby Bringle is coming to defensive safety now for Tennessee. Bobby Bringle is in at safety. Ed Godzaki's out. Gain of 8 yards on the play, so it's going to be 2nd down and 13 for Texas, and they have the ball on their own 18. 3 minutes, 43 seconds remaining to be played in this, the first half. We'll have halftime guest and a tremendous halftime show here. Texas up there, set to go now. Here's the ball, and it is going to T. Jones. He fakes, throws a long pass out to the left, and it is incomplete. Incomplete on the 48-yard line. Bobby Bringle had the ball in his hands, dropped it. Gilmer Sprang picked it up on the first bounce. However, it goes incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd down now and 13 for Texas. A long pass. T. Jones faking beautifully to Ochoa, who went up the middle, went back to throw up to the 48. So now it's going to be 3rd and 13 for Texas. They have sent in the kicking team, meaning they're going to play it safe. As they have the ball on their own 18-yard line, they have a 9-point lead. We are late in the first half of the ball game. Paul Parkinson is in defensive safety for... check it. Going back to kick is Bob Raley for Texas, and in single safety for Tennessee is Bobby Bringle. Rayleigh's going to kick from his own 5. Bringle's on his own 40. Hands outstretched now. Bob Rayleigh for Texas. Gets the ball. Boots it out of there. A high booming kick that comes across the 50. Hits on the Tennessee 40. Is bounding along the sidelines and out of bounds right near the 40-yard line. And as the ball is brought into the inbounds marker, in order that our stations across this nation and around the world may properly identify themselves, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. Tennessee with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. We have 3 minutes, 35 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of the ball game. Texas leading by a score of 9-0. Tennessee moving into formation left. The tailback is Jimmy Wade. The fullback is Ted Schwanger. On the wing is Ed Morgan. Hal Hubbard is the blocking back. Here's the snap now. It is taken by Schwanger. Spins, hits into the line, moves across the 40, builds his way on up at the 45 and all the way to the 50, down to the 49-yard line of Texas. Ted Schwanger, the freshman fullback, pulling his way across the 50 to the 49 for a first down for Tennessee. Bob Rayleigh coming up with Paul Parkinson to make the tackle. So it is 1st and 10 for the Volunteers. That's Ted Schwanger, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 185-pounder from Sandusky, Ohio. A freshman fullback moved the ball inside Texas territory. And that's the first time Tennessee has moved the ball inside Texas territory under their own power. They recovered a fumble there. But this is the first time they've carried it across. Formation left once again. Jimmy Wade is the tailback. Schwanger the fullback. Spinning. It is Schwanger handing to Wade. He can't go, and he's thrown for a loss back in his own 46. Carlton Massey spilled him back there along with Clifford Pope. It's put down on the 45, so it's a loss of 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 16. 2nd and 16 for Tennessee, and the Volunteers have the ball on their own 45 as that Texas defense came sifting through once again. Schwanger spinning, handed the ball off to the tailback, Jimmy Wade. The Tennessee ends are John Tex Davis and Vic Kalinick. The backs are Ed Morgan, Hal Hubbard, Ted Schwanger, and Jimmy Wade. Texas now in a 7 diamond. Linebacker standing in to make it an 8-3. Ball is snapped this time to Wade, cuts up the middle, spinning, gets up to the 50, and is finally brought down by a host of tacklers on the 50-yard line. Price and Sewell leading the pack. So it's going to be now 3rd down and 11 yards to go for Tennessee as they have the ball back to the 50-yard line. The Texas defense this afternoon has been nothing short of phenomenal. And, of course, their offense early in the ball game was moving steadily downfield. They lead by a score of 9-0. With 1 minute, 51 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of the ball game. Single wing formation right for Tennessee. Texas now shifting one linebacker outside the left end. Here's the ball snapped. It is a reverse to Morgan. A fumble back near the 40-yard line, but there's a handkerchief on the play. The penalty flag is down. The penalty flag is down as it was the reverse to Morgan. He was thrown back on his own 41-yard line. And now the officials checking once again. The ball is placed down there. Here are offsetting penalties. Illegal position or procedure for Tennessee, which means that they pull too quickly on the reverse play. And for Texas offsides, they are offsetting penalties, so the ball goes back to the 50. 3rd and 11, and Pat Shires has come in for Tennessee along with Ray Bird. Shires in at tailback for Tennessee. Bird is in at fullback now. 3rd and 11, offsetting penalties on the last play. Texas offside, Tennessee illegal position or procedure, and Tennessee goes into deep punt formation. On 3rd down, Shires is on his own 39. Texas sending Rayleigh back in single safety. Shires boots. A high spiraling kick. Rayleigh signals for a fair catch on the 15. Or rather signals a man away, I suppose. Lets it go, and it's bounding down to the 10-yard line. It is rolling, and it's going to drop dead on the 9-yard line. Rayleigh was waving, and we thought he was signaling for a fair catch. However, he was waving a teammate away from the ball. He let it hit, and it went down to the 9-yard line. John Michaels and Earl Campbell were down covering. So Texas will have the ball 1st and 10. They'll have it on their own 9-yard line. Rayleigh, with his hand up in the air, was signaling and apparently was waving a teammate away from the ball, meaning don't take it, let it go. And so it went down to the 9-yard line where Texas has the ball. 1 minute, 23 seconds to play. And this the first half of the game. Texas leading by a score of 9-0. Now the Longhorns going to deep punt formation. Standing back in the end zone is Gib Dawson. Godzak is in single safety for Tennessee. However, the ball goes up close to T. Jones. He is handing it off to Billy Quinn. Quinn hits it to the line and moves it up to the 14-yard line. Houlihan came to spill him. Again, 5 yards on the play, so it's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 for Texas as the ball went to T. Jones, the quarterback. He went right, slid down the line, handed it off to Quinn. Billy Quinn hit into the line to pick up 5 yards. Earlier in this ball game, Texas, similarly, in deep punt formation. used the quarterback, T. Jones, hitting in there himself to pick up a vital first down. 33 seconds, and this may be the last play of the first half coming up. 2nd and 5 for Texas. They have the ball on their own 14. The Longhorns up there now in T formation. T. Jones, the quarterback, takes a look around. Still calling starting signals. A high count. Gets it this time. Is handing it off to Ochoa. Moving up the middle across the 20-yard line. Still going down the 25, the 26-yard line. Jerry Hyde came in to spill him. Ochoa moving in there across the 25 and up to the 26. It's a first down for Texas. 1st and 10. They held the ball on their own 26. And now Texas is calling time to stop the clock. We have 8 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Texas has called time, so it's timeout for Texas, time in for Bob Murphy.
All right, Lindsay, 1953 is going to bring brand new experience for music lovers, made possible by a triumph of tonal research in the Philco laboratories. Philco has perfected the true harmonic reproducer, and it's yours now in the new low-cost Philco table radio phonograph. The True Harmonic Reproducer is a special phonograph pickup that reproduces the full range of harmonics for the first time. It reproduces the character of every instrument, every voice, brings you record reproduction never before achieved on a table radio phonograph. It's yours for 1953 in Philco's table radio phonograph that also plays all records automatically. You'll enjoy Philco's far-advanced multi-wave radio top and its special service band, too. So see your Philco dealer tomorrow for a thrilling demonstration of the world's only table radio phonograph. All right, Lindsay, last play of the half.
1st and 10 for Texas on their own 26. Jones gets the ball, fading back now, looking for a receiver, and he's going to run it. He's up to the 25, still hard on the 26-yard line. 1 second to play in the first half, and there is the end of the first half. Gene Moeller came in to make the last tackle as T. Jones ran it out to the 26 just at the end of the first half of the ball game. And so the score at the end of the first half as the teams leave the field is Texas 9, Tennessee nothing. There'll be a tremendous halftime show. We'll have guests here in the booth to tell you all about that. Here's Bob Murphy. Bob?
All right, Lindsay, and a wonderful first half. Lindsay Nelson. Well, that's the story, as Lindsay mentioned just a few seconds ago. It's 9-0, and Texas, the team that had victory stolen right from beneath its grasp here 2 years ago in the last minute of play against this self-same Tennessee team, came on very strong here in the first half, completely dominated the first quarter, and although Tennessee did come back to life in the second quarter, came through with a 9-0 lead. Gib Dawson scoring from a few yards out on a run around right end for the touchdown. The point was kicked, and of course, Tennessee was caught in their own end zone.